Welcome to PWCI this week. I'm the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter and trying out a new headset for this edition of the program. And we are flashing back to kind of the last days of New Midwest Wrestling. This match back in late 2012, and going to feature something from 2013 as well in this flashback edition of the program.
And his opponent from Mexico City, weighing in at 78 kilos, Draco.
Nelson Sixx in action. Nelson Sixx now down to one tag title as Draco Verdadero. I don't know. Draco Verdadero is coming to the ring to face off against Nelson Sixx. This match was from November reign of 2012 for New Midwest Wrestling, and I still miss New Midwest very, very much. Rumors have it that there's a desire to do a Last Hurrah show, kind of in the same vein as what Next Generation Wrestling did for their final show under the NGW banner a couple of years after holding their last regular event. The referee is Brandon Toll, a former referee of the year in Central Illinois, one of the great referees in the Midwest. Nelson Sixx swinging the miss, and a hip toss from Draco. Arm drag, and another arm drag. And Draco comes in with a monkey flip and goes for the cover on Nelson Sixx. Only gets a 2 count. Nelson Sixx no longer one half of the PWA Tag Team Champions, as those titles were lost to the Carnival in a wild ladder match back in May, as Hada pretty much splashed both members of AEOU through a ladder, and that ladder broke in half. Of course, the Carnival is also in possession of AEOU's CIPW tag team titles. They have not officially won them from AEOU, but they are in possession of the belts. We'll have to wait and see if the Carnival, and by the way, the Carnival at CIPW is not wearing the face paint. They're going by their alter egos, Jonathan Napier, and Cardini is going as Rich Wellingsworth. I believe that's the name he's going by. And Nelson Sixx having his way with Draco. Draco shoves him off, but Nelson Sixx comes right in, gonna send him for a ride, reversal, runs into a boot, and down goes Draco, and Nelson Sixx going for a cover, only a 2. We have some breaking news after this match. We'll get to that after the break. I also have to make mention of Rebellious Wrestling Federation, as I promised to do after attending that event, and I'll get to that in the second match of the program, as Draco gets a clothesline on Nelson Sixx. Yeah, this is going to be one of the very few 3-camera matches. 3 cameras were set up to shoot New Midwest. Only a 2 count from Draco. And Draco gonna ascend the ropes here. back in 2012, yeah, Nelson Sixx was pretty much a rookie. Now Nelson Sixx has to hold the referee and shoves him against the ropes, and that's caused Draco to fall down, lose his balance. Nelson Sixx, oh, suplex into a stunner, and that's going to be it. Nelson Sixx, a little dirty tactics there, but wins this in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Wow.
And the winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Sixx.
Nelson Sixx proud of his victory here, as he's the number of title belts around his waist currently. Stand at 0, although he's technically CIPW Tag Team Champion, but Carnival's pretty much lightened his load. We shall be right back after the break. Let's take a look at the weekend schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever wanted to be a professional wrestler, here's your chance now. Head to the Pinfall Academy, located on the square in Auburn, Illinois at 101 North 4th Street. They start you off with cardio exercise and teach basic wrestling and performance techniques. You can even learn to be a referee, manager, or announcer. For more information, call 217-891-4679. Pinfall Academy, where the new crop begins. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some breaking news to share with you, as I felt it necessary to appear in front of the camera to convey that information. First up, the legendary King Harley Race, multi-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, suffered 2 broken legs in a fall at his home recently that required surgery. He is currently in a major St. Louis area medical institution undergoing rehab. He does insist that he will be walking again. He's been, with the past several months, rehabbing to be able to walk greater and greater distances. This is not the first time that Harley Race has suffered such a horrific injury. It was back in the 1960s, where he was involved in an auto accident that claimed the life of his first wife and unborn child. And there was a concern that he would have had one of his legs amputated. However, a promoter said, "No way, no, not over my dead body." So doctors saved a leg, and Harley Race wrestled his first match 2 years after that horrific accident. But Harley Race, 74 years old, has battled major horrific injuries like this before. He does insist that he will walk again and recover from this latest setback. You can send your wishes either in person by going to World League Wrestling Saturday, June the 17th at Race Wrestling Academy, 198 Cherry Blossom Way in Troy, Missouri. You can send your cards and letters to that address as well, or you can send emails to getwellharley@harleyrace.com. Also, major breaking news that occurred over the weekend. National Wrestling League will not be running any more events in the St. Louis area, leaving the door open for the return of St. Louis Anarchy. Major Bleston cited a lack of accessible venues in the St. Louis area. He was looking for a site better than the Casa Loma Ballroom that was more accessible to fans, less risk of any issues getting into the venue. However, many of the venues in the St. Louis area are just not willing to work with professional wrestling, much less work with anybody outside of the St. Louis area. And this apparently wasn't the first time that Major Bleston experienced it. When he was running his IT firm, he encountered the same issues, even in the information technology industry. So Major Bleston will continue to run NWL Kansas City. No layoffs are expected, or there's a number of wrestlers under contract, and they will still continue to perform in Kansas City. They are looking at expansion to other places in the Midwest, maybe pairing off with another city to feud with, but NWL STL has lost its war with NWL Kansas City. And that's the news updates I have this week. Let's go back to the ring.
Alright. Second match on the program. Gonna be some triple threat action. And it's gonna be with three people that we haven't seen in quite a while. In fact, all three of these guys are no longer active, but coming to the ring first, the unpredictable Matt Winters.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the unpredictable Matt Winters.
Matt Winters came out of Chaos Pro Wrestling in the Metropolis area in Southern Illinois. Currently resides in Missouri and is no longer active in the ring, as far as I know. Now quickly, I'm going to mention something about Rebellious Wrestling Federation. I did attend the show. I consider it overall to be an average event. Attendance could have been better, but they did get over 100 people. Somewhere around 125, 130. Now let's listen to him first.
Because you're on unemployment right now and you're mooching off the government. But I'm not a janitor. I am a wrestler. I can beat anyone in that locker room. I am not going to sweep these floors. I'm not cleaning the bathrooms. I ain't doing none of that, okay? I am a professional wrestler, and every one of you idiots will start showing me some freaking respect around here, especially you.
Well, Matt Winters, despite the name, doesn't have a very good win-loss record. And now coming to the ring, Kyle Rich, the phenomenal Kyle Rich. His tenure with New Midwest has been kind of rocky, and Kyle Rich was kind of just spottily in spots brought in to compete. Biggest issue with him is that they thought he wasn't exercising enough emotion in the ring. I don't know what they're looking for. I mean, he's just a heavy hitter and very competitive. Going back to RWF for a moment. No, the show was not perfect. Some wrestlers needed to get ring gear or more training or what have you. Not to say that everything didn't go off without a hitch.
The rest of Springfield, but I am tired of listening to you. They don't give you respect. You gotta earn respect. And tonight, after 7 long years, I make my return to New Midwest, and I'm here to earn the respect of these people and the people in the locker room. So how about you get in the ring after you sweep it, since you're the janitor.
Matt Winters protesting loudly.
How much are you going to talk? Are you going to wrestle or are you going to talk? You said you were a wrestler. Stop yapping. Let's wrestle.
And here comes the third wrestler of the match, Harker Dirge. This is his one and only appearance in New Midwest Wrestling, coming in at the tail end of its run. RWF, yes, it wasn't a perfect show. Yes, there were some people who needed to kind of get a little more training. The matches were fine for what they were, and girls' match was satisfactory, although I don't know why it ended in a draw. And I did meet Diamond Steel, and he's a pretty cool dude, so. And Tracy Smothers did behave himself over the weekend, at least not giving me any grief, so. Now Harker Dirge wants to get in the ring or wrestle these two guys. And Winters, Joel, looking for a win. Hasn't had much success at getting wins in New Midwest Wrestling or PWA for that matter. And Harker Dirge runs off Matt Winters. So RWF will run again in September, although I will not be there. Yeah, we'll be worrying about PWA. Let's just hope that Sean David and Steve Kane have learned from their event this couple of weeks ago and can make their show better come September. They do have 3 months to figure it all out. Hopefully they don't have so many issues with talent committing to wrestle on their card and then pulling out last minute or whenever in the cycle. It was just too much of an issue where wrestlers would be booked and then not stay booked and pull out for one reason or another. It just it's ridiculous. Yes, I know there's going to be animosity towards Sean David for quite some time to come, but I'd say Sean David has redeemed himself a bit. That everybody did get paid what they're promised to perform at RWF, so there you go. And I do want to swing back to National Wrestling League. yes, they had trouble finding venues, and they felt the attendance was not enough to keep going in the St. Louis area. The draws were good, but they're wanting to draw more than somewhere between 200 and 400 people. They wanted to draw 600. They also wanted to create new wrestling fans, not just compete for the same pool of wrestling fans that with the 7 or 8 other promotions in the city. Now there's 7 or 8 promotions in the St. Louis area. Kansas City, just 2. I mean, it's NWL in Kansas City, and then Kansas Extreme, or Kansas City Extreme Wrestling. That's it. So many fewer choices for pro wrestling in Kansas City versus St. Louis, and you could see that in the draw. So Weston is pulling out, and the door is open for St. Louis Anarchy to be returning, and promoter of St. Louis Anarchy back then, Pierre Abernathy, may be bringing it back sometime in the near future. And there goes Harker Dirge to the outside as Kyle Rich takes down Matt Winters. And only a 2. But Matt Winters with a rake to the face of Kyle Rich. And he's going up as Harker Dirge is on the outside. Whoa, look at that! Flying deck breaker off the top! And Kyle Rich gets out of that, but Winters with a nonchalant cover, and if he had hooked a leg or something, he might have won this match. This is a triple threat. Kyle Rich with a kick to the gut. And Harker Dirge gonna pull Kyle Rich to the outside and drop him over the rail. Harker Dirge is no longer active in Central Illinois Wrestling, having lost a Loser Leaves Town match to Fabulous Jason V at SLW as he rakes the face of Matt Winters and gives him rope burn. Harker Dirge, I hope to have inducted into the Central Illinois Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in the fall. Just a matter of scheduling it. Of course, last year with the Central Illinois Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, we inducted 4 people. One towards the start of the year, and then one towards the latter half of the year, and then 2 more at the end of the year. Tend to limit it at 3, so most likely going to only induct 2 people for the 2017, although we're counting Prince Mustafa Ali as the first inductee of 2017. As Harker Dirge pulls back on the arms of Matt Winters. Do want to say there are a number of wrestling events happening this weekend, and please check the St. Louis Wrestling Community at stlwrestling.livejournal.com for the latest information. As Winters picks up Kyle Rich and drops him. Sit out. Only gets a 2 count. Really haven't given much attention to this match as I should, as the ref is counting on Matt Winters. And Matt Winters has Kyle Rich against the ropes and gonna chop him. Happening this weekend. This weekend, Rampage in East Gillespie, SICW in East Carondelet, World League Wrestling in Troy, Missouri, Proving Ground Pro with a free event in Mason City, Illinois with a 5 p.m. start time, and then WWE. Oh, there's a spear from Harker Dirge. Kyle Rich had to break it up. WWE running in Springfield, Illinois on the 18th, Sunday, head-to-head
pay-per-view at the Scott Trade Center, and I can't believe they're doing that. Why would you do a televised event at the same time you're doing and then a house show somewhere else? I mean, that's kind of, I think that's a recipe for the disaster for the house show. People are going to watch the pay-per-view on the WWE Network and not attend the house show. Harker Dirge with a sleeper hold on Kyle Rich as Matt Winters kind of sneaks around the ring to get behind Harker and then lock on his own sleeper hold on Harker Dirge. And Harker Dirge with a jawbreaker on Matt Winters as Kyle Rich delivers a kick to the head on Harker. And Kyle Rich gonna send him, reversal. And Winters with a kick to the gut. Winters, fireman's carry. Oh, Kyle Rich escaped. Kick. Rich. He drove some face first, but didn't get all of it. Harker Dirge takes down Kyle Rich. Hits him with a flatliner and gets the 3 count to win this triple threat. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Harker Dirge wins with the flatliner on Kyle Rich. And Matt Winters crawls over and covers Kyle Rich as if he can't hear the music playing. Harker Dirge victorious at the final New Midwest event. And Winters can't believe he lost again, although he was not the one pinned, but he's, guess he's gonna be the Lanphier High School janitor for the rest of the night. Well, New Midwest, I miss you, but hopefully there'll be a Last Hurrah show sometime in the future. Well, that'll do it for this edition of PWCI This Week. I'm the Mad Conservative, the Cry Fighter. I hope you enjoyed this flashback edition of the program. We're going to go back to Rantoul next week for 01 Supreme. We'll see you next time.